What's up and welcome to Everything Star Wars. I'm Rob. I'm here, you're there. And today we're going to continue reaction weeks. I'm going to do this for several weeks. We're going to react to something that just came out. They have 6.7 million subscribers. They're called Screen Junkies. And it's called Honest Trailers, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. We're going to watch it right now. Let's react.
From Colin Trevorrow, until someone saw the Book of Henry, and the director who's never seen a landing he couldn't not stick, comes the epic conclusion to The Force Awakens. Star Wars Episode 7.5, The Rise of Skywalker.
I got a bad feeling about this.
The Last Jedi asked you to forget everything you knew about Star Wars. So when some fans threw the kind of fit usually reserved for ethics and games journalism, Disney panicked and tried to mash the pieces back together in this hollowed-out shell of a trilogy that's missing any consistency in its plot, themes, or characters. Unless you fill in the blanks on Twitter, read all the novels, and happen to be running some Fortnite squads with the boys during the crossover event.
The day of victory is at hand. The day of revenge. The day of the Sith.
Oh, that's what the dead speak was referencing. Fortnite. Just like how Return of the Jedi revealed the second Death Star in Root Beer Tapper. When we left them, the Resistance was down to its last gasp, and the First Order reigned supreme. Now, stuff has happened, and the Resistance is back to fighting strength, while the First Order is taking loans from the rich old grandpa they don't call anymore. They'll strike a dark bargain with the only character left on the rotting carcass of the original trilogy, Palpatine, or a clone of him that's like rotting away, and Snoke is also a clone and he's being pickled? I don't know, not super clear. The Emperor is enacting the same plan he had last time, troll a young Jedi into striking him down.
Strike me down, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete. Strike me down, and my spirit will pass into you.
And when that fails, hit him with the old zap hands. But luckily, the same Luke Skywalker who bailed in this whole mess also left a scavenger hunt to stop him, sending our heroes running to find the thingy.
The location of the Wayfinder has been inscribed upon this dagger.
That leads to the other thingy.
The Emperor's Wayfinder is in the Imperial Vault.
That leads to the bad guy.
She's going to Exegol. She's showing us how to get there.
While the First Order keeps sending them running whenever some character growth is about to happen.
There's an incoming destroyer.
Gotta go now. Ben, we're about to be cooked! We gotta go! They're coming! Come on!
You know, I've been thinking a lot about this film, and the biggest issue it has at its core is, oh no, TIE fighters! Everybody scram! All the new characters you still barely know after 3 movies have returned. Like Poe, who I guess was a smuggler at some point.
Your friend's old job was running spice.
Completing his arc from Han Solo type to just Han Solo. Finn, who's still fighting against all odds to keep himself in the movie.
I need to go alone.
We go together. We're all in this.
Gotta go after her.
Maz Kanata, who snatched a medal out of Leia's cold dead hands just to please some 40-year-old fanboys. These poor schmucks, whose stories must have been cut for time. Kylo Ren, continuing the Skywalker tradition of being a genocidal death cultist who's redeemed by a single act of good. And Rey, who's taken Luke's X-Wing, his lightsaber, his book collection, possibly his childhood home, and his last name.
Rey who? Rey Skywalker.
Huh, was Rey playing the long game? Because I think Luke just got talented Mrs. Ridley'd. Don't like the newcomers? Don't worry, no one is ever really gone. Rejoin your old pals 3PO, Chewie, Luke, Leia, Han, and Lando, who are so sidelined at this point that one of them is fake memory wiped.
Memory restoration complete.
One of them fake dies.
He's alive.
One of them thinks Last Jedi was for fake fans only.
The Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
One of them dies from causing the fake death of her son. One of them died 2 movies ago and is so over this franchise, he wouldn't even get a haircut to cameo as a memory. And one of them is alive and well enough to seemingly hit on his own daughter.
Well, let's find out.
Didn't know that's who Janna was supposed to be? It was in the Rise of Skywalker visual companion book, idiot. You should have been reading that in between rounds of Fortnite. You call yourself a Star Wars fan. So strap in for a conclusion that brings so much new to the franchise. From the new Force powers that would have really come in handy for Qui-Gon Jinn, to hammering it home that all these dead stormtroopers were actually kidnapped children,
Harvest more of the galaxy's young.
to finally seeing the Knights of Ren do absolutely nothing than go out like a bunch of weak-ass punks. And mercifully brings the new Star Wars cinematic era to a close with a sloppily constructed, hastily executed mess that managed to do the impossible. Unite fans who loved The Last Jedi and fans who hated The Last Jedi by pleasing none of them.
It's on fire! Whole thing's on fire!
Starring
Oh, we're using our made-up names. Then I am Rey Skywalker.
Hucked Finn, Narco Polo, Gentle Ben, Use the Force, me, the only consistent character across all 9 films, participation trophies,
Don't force so hard. You'll end up just like your brother.
an old man wearing the same outfit he had in his 20s,
Cut off my mane!
the Rocketeer, Rolling James Dio,
Tony Sith cloned this in a cave!
Bland Moff Tarkin, a Rose by any other name would get to speak. How can I be a mechanic? I have no arms. Darth Sibelius. You know what's cooler than one Captain Phasma? 6 Captain Phasmas. And Rey's dramatic reveal phase. Star Wars Episode 9, The Last Star Wars. For a while at least, they really need to think this through. You know, I'm starting to think it's a bad idea for one studio to make every big movie.
I was cybernetically engineered to pilot a spacecraft. I was cybernetically engineered to be a douchebag. What'd you do to the droid?
What'd you do to the Falcon?
Falcon's a lot better shape than he is.
BB-8's not on fire.
What's left of him isn't on fire. On your left.
But there are more of us, Bo.
Look at this.
Wash your hands.
That was absolutely fantastic. I loved every second of it. I gotta be honest with you. It's called Honest Trailers, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker by Screen Junkies. I'll put the video in the comment section down below. And if you want to see any of my other reaction videos, there'll all be a link in the comment section below. My honest opinion, fantastic. This is everything I thought about, and how this movie, these sequel trilogies, just it really didn't make sense. Every time the Empire, the First Order came, let's run, we gotta run for it. That was perfect. 6 Captain Phasmas, one of the most wasted character in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi was Captain Phasma, and you got 6 more of them with the Knights of Ren. These hyped up, cool looking guys. And you're thinking, badass, they're going to kick ass. I thought the Knights of Ren were originally Luke's students. Because he says that his students, some of them were killed and some of them went with Kylo Ren. Luke would not teach, and this is another thing that makes sense about this sequel trilogy. Why would Luke just teach a bunch of people to be warriors, just common people? That's not what he would do. He would teach the new Jedis. Or Jedi, I should say. Plural. I don't know if it's Jedi or Jedis. I assume it's Jedi. He would be teaching the Force users, future Jedi. And he wouldn't be training just average people to be warriors. That's not him. That's not what he would do. He would leave that up to the rebels, the Republic, the Resistance. That's who he'd leave that to. To Leia, his sister. So you train them, and I'll train the Force users. I want to start the new Jedi Order. So the Knights of Ren never made any sense to me. Why would Kylo Ren run a bunch of guys, just regular people? I always assumed from what Luke said that some of his students went with him, that he would have had like inquisitors, like in Rebels. He would have had other Sith apprentices, not just a bunch of guys. Even the Emperor, I mean, the Emperor lived by the rule of two, though. But if he's still alive, wouldn't he want a second? And if he gained all his life force back, he didn't need Rey, then he's a new Sith. He's back in charge. He just needs someone underneath him. Do his dirty work. It really didn't make any sense. I know JJ tried to put it all together, but it just so much doesn't make sense. Like, all Finn does is scream, Rey! 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 That's all he does is scream. All he does is scream. His character had so much. A defected First Order trooper who was kidnapped as a kid had a chance to really make a great character. And even Rose could have been something. See, I always felt that Rose should have been a First Order spy, and that would have been fantastic had she turned on Finn at some point. And then, you know, she was going to kill Finn, but he couldn't bring himself to kill her, and someone else does, you know. Could have been Poe, it could have been anybody, you know. Who knows? That's where I would have went with Rose's character. I would have made her been a First Order spy. And throughout the movie, she's just messing things up till someone discovers it. Hell, it could have been Zori Bliss who could have blown her away. That would have been awesome. The Rocketeer. Somebody don't know who the Rocketeer is, and it was a Disney film decades ago. I mean, I don't even remember how old it was, but that's who she looks like. Something she looks like a purple Power Ranger. It's pretty funny. Yeah, all the original trilogy, which this should have been the end of them, I agree. But they should have been the main part, and they should have put Rey and all these characters, had them start developing their stories, and they could have really developed their stories with the next trilogy. They didn't do that. They really had no plan going into this. It's just a complete mess all around. This video sums up everything. Palpatine has the same plan. It's all just like J.J. Abrams just took the old, just tweaked it a little bit, but kept it. You know, Star Killer Base, the Death Star. What's the difference? Okay, it blows up 5 planets. Okay, it's impressive. It's a planet, and it's a planet killer. But it's a whole planet. It still didn't make much sense to me. Even though people argued with me about that. And that's just how I feel. I think this video is fantastic. 5-star rating. Perfectly said. Everything about it. Perfect. I loved it. Couldn't stop laughing. I could watch this tons of times. But you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to check my other reaction videos in the comment section below. And if you want to see this video in entirety, I cut out a little bit of it. You could check out, the link is down below if you want to check out their channel. That's Screen Junkies, if you want to check out that channel below. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I'll see you next time on Everything Star Wars. Take care.